hall format, which gives voters a chance to directly ask the candidates questions.
All right, guys.
Martha and I will ask follow-up questions, but the
I
night
apologize
really
if the
belongs
video
to the
is
people in this
a
room
little louder.
and to
We're
people
gonna-
across the country who have
we're gonna
submitted questions
take it down
online.
just a little bit.
The people you see on this stage were chosen by the Gallup organization. They are all from the St. Louis area and told Gallup they haven't committed to a candidate. Each of them came here with questions they want to ask, and we saw those questions for the first time this morning. And
I don't know what that's all about.
Potential that our country has. We have such tremendous potential, whether it's in business
All right.
and trade, where we're doing so
Here we
badly.
go. This is a little bit better.
Last year we had an almost $800 billion.
If you guys don't know where it's at, it's
deficit. In other
RBC
words,
Network
trading
Broadcasting.
with other countries, we
They
had
gave it a
an
little bit better.
$800
Here, question: Do you feel
billion
are you
deficit.
modeling
It's hard to
appropriate
believe.
behavior for
Inconceivable.
today's youth?
You say who's making these deals? We're going to make great trade deals. We're going to have a strong border. We're going to bring back.
We're gonna pause it there. He did not bring up, do you feel you are modeling appropriate behavior for today's youth? Beating around the bush. Okay. Hillary actually did bring that up.
I
bring
think
it here
that's a very good question, because I've heard from lots of teachers and parents about some of their concerns about some of the things that are being said and done in this campaign. And I think it is very important for us to make clear to our children that our country really is great because we're good. And
great because we're what? Good. I don't know if you got that right or not, but I don't think our country's good. Matter of fact, the Benghazi deal, she ended up with 600 emails, 600 of them, to be able to get help from her. And she didn't answer either one of them. I don't understand why. The other part is our country is not very good is because a lot of people are poor. Food stamps have been taken down to be able to help provide people with food when they're at low income. The other thing is, too, is that even if you're on Social Security, if you are, Social Security, if you're low income, it is hard to get anything done, especially when you don't have the money. And like Medicaid will pay for your stuff. Medicare does not do jack squat for you except go to the hospital. Anybody that with mental issues or anybody with that is mentally handicapped, it is hard to be able to get anything done. You'll be on SSI. Now, if you're on SSI, you get Medicaid. If you're on SSDI, you're on Medicare. And you may not make much on Medicare to have Medicare, but then you have to turn around and get a supplement. What good is that? What good is that for anybody on Social Security or SSI? But that's just not the point of this part here. This is Hillary. She wants to be the next Obama. Okay? Obama has videos here, and I'll show you here in a little bit, that what he says about her. Now, this is not always just the attack on her. Trump, he pretty much beats around the bush on every single question last night. Every single question. And that was crazy. But then he brings up the subject about Hillary husband. And we'll see that here in just a minute.
We are going to respect one. Obviously, I'm hoping.
Okay, we already know that she's
business and trade, where we're doing.
See, he beat around the bush.
So
didn't even
well
say anything about the question.
With ISIS.
I don't want to hear about ISIS.
But we have to build up the wealth of our nation. Right now, other nations are taking our.
Okay, they already knew what the question was.
That it represents exactly who he is, because we've seen this throughout.
Okay, I apologize. I went a little too fast.
But I never questioned their fitness to serve.
Now they're going to talk about his video.
Trump is different. I said starting back in June that he was not fit to be president and commander-in-chief. And many Republicans and independents
Neither
have
one of
said
them are
the same
fit.
thing. What we all saw and heard on Friday was Donald talking
She's
about women,
irresponsible.
what he thinks about women,
Him,
what
just
he
a
does to
businessman.
women. And he has said that the video doesn't represent who he is. But I think it's clear to anyone who heard it that it represents exactly who he is. Because we've seen this throughout the campaign.
So we're going to stop right there. I know Trump's going to come after her about, well, look, what I said on that bus 11 years ago was, yeah, it was extreme. It was locker room talk, but that is not as bad as what your husband did. Okay? He raped women. He took advantage of women. Especially, that's the reason why he got impeached, was because why? He got a BJ from Monica Lewinsky. So what does that tell you?
We have seen him insult women. We've
Your
seen
husband
him
did too?
rate women
Yeah, your
on their
husband did it too.
appearance, ranking them from 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen him embarrass women on TV
Your
and
husband
on Twitter.
did too, and you did too.
We saw him after the first debate spend nearly a week denigrating a former Miss Universe in the harshest, most...
If you don't know that the women that were raped by Hillary Clinton's husband is actually in the room. The child that was raped many years ago at the age of 12 years old is also in the room, and Hilary here got the guy off scot-free. Does that make sense? And a lot of this has been going around. And yes, there is videos out there of her speaking about the deal, and she was laughing about it, thinking that it was funny, that it was okay. That's how she, how do you say it? Some people laugh to get past a problem, and that's what she's doing. She'll do that. She did that last night, and it was too much.
I get to respond right now.
That sounds fair.
This tape is generating intense interest.
Well, because the tape is
One of the women, who is a wonderful woman, at 12 years old, was raped at 12. Her client, she represented, got him off, and she's seen laughing on.
Everybody's seen this. Yes, she was laughing when it happened. You know, that she got this guy off and everything else, and it's funny. It's funny that this woman is from Arkansas, and there's a lot of people don't want to support her. They were wanting to support Bernie. Why Bernie backed off? He wasn't getting himself anywhere. He was just getting stooped like everybody else. The political polls were going bad. That the voting machines were being raided. They said that Russia was involved in it, and then they kind of find out the government was involved. You know what? Half the time the government's doing their thing and blaming it on somebody else. That's the way it works, and that's always the way it works. It's the same thing with the wars. There was a time that I was watching this deal with Putin, and he was saying that there was a war that they wanted Russia to get involved in. Okay? And once Russia got involved in it, come to find out that United States was the one that started it. So what's that tell you? So I'm not understanding
I
how
do my sketching almost entirely in Photoshop.
that happens. Now,
This
see, you
pen
can
is
look up-
something I've been wishing for a long time. I'm able to go in
about
very
her.
quickly and add these details in. I could never do that with a Mac.
Apologize for the time delay here. And see, the war against Obama. Sorry. We'll do it this way. I want you to watch this.
You know, come on. When Hillary Clinton says I'm out of touch, I just have to remind people of the track record. All right? So now this is Senator Clinton. This is the same person who has taken more money from lobbyists than any other candidate, Democratic or Republican, taking more money from drug company lobbyists and insurance company lobbyists, and she's saying, I'm out of touch. Who do you think is out of touch? This is the same person who took money from financial folks on Wall Street and then voted for a bankruptcy bill that makes it harder for folks right here in Pennsylvania to get a fair shake. Who do you think is out of touch?
You don't learn to be a president overnight, guys.
This is the same person who spent a decade with her husband campaigning for NAFTA and now goes around saying how she was opposed to NAFTA. Does that sound like she's in touch with Pennsylvania? Does that sound like she's in touch with you?
I want you to listen to that.
Does that sound like she's in touch with Pennsylvania around saying how she was opposed to NAFTA?
Oops, my bad. I want to go back.
And
Listen.
now goes around saying how she was opposed to. This is the same person who spent a decade with her husband campaigning for NAFTA and now goes around saying how she was opposed to NAFTA.
She says she would go with NAFTA, and now that she's opposed to it. She's been doing this throughout her campaign. Everything she said in the past is coming out in this campaign. And she did the same thing with Obama. So do you want her as a president? All right, that's the thing. Is that a lot of times here, some people put out this crap, oh, busted, Hillary caught using hand signals at rigged, blah, blah, blah. She's been sick. Yeah, they said that, well, there was a video that was out that I watched on Facebook, and it was with Tommy Loren, and very, very smart woman in her 20s. She had talked to a gentleman on there, was talking about how Hillary has a heart condition, and that they were wanting to put a pig valve in her, but she said that that would probably cause problems for my campaign if they would have done that. So that's, that's crazy. This isn't InfoWars or nothing else. This has come from Tommy Lauren. She's awesome. A lot of people want to post this stuff up about Hillary, which is totally freaking crazy. Here's Hillary Clinton versus Monica Lewinsky. Okay, if you guys want to talk about Trump and his damn videos, this is what you guys need to hear.
Indeed, I did have a relationship with Ms. Lewinsky that was not appropriate.
For the first time ever, we have what are said to be the uncensored, unfettered thoughts of Hillary Clinton about Monica Lewinsky. And they ain't nice. Clinton's comments allegedly were made to one of her closest friends, and they're providing a fresh look at the events from the 1990s that helped shape the politician. Longtime confidant and advisor Diane Blair kept extensive records of her conversations with the Clintons, including a then First Lady trying to explain why her husband strayed with Monica Lewinsky. She thinks she was not smart enough, not sensitive enough, not free enough of her own concerns and struggles to realize the price he was paying, Blair wrote. According to the notes, Hillary asked Blair to keep the president's actions with the, quote, narcissistic Looney Tune in context. Ever since he took office, they've been going through personal tragedy, Blair recalled her saying, and immediately all the ugly forces started making up hateful things about them, pounding on them. Hillary allegedly told Blair that the sexual contact Monica had with her husband was not meaningful. After Blair passed away in 2000, her files were donated to the University of Arkansas, where she taught political science. Other Clinton files caused controversy in 2008 when most were still under lock and key. There were earlier suggestions that the Blair files would be available prior to Clinton's 2008 race. Those issues came up in an MSNBC debate that year.
We have just gone through one of the most secretive administrations in our history. And not releasing, I think, these records. At the same time, Hillary, as you're making the claim that this is the basis for your experience, I think is a problem.
Blair's collection at the University of Arkansas was quietly opened in 2010. The Washington Free Beacon was the first to dive in and report on the documents this week. Among the paperwork are confidential memos from campaign advisors about the Clintons' image as they readied for the presidential race in 1992.
Okay.
I suppose I could have stayed home and
For
baked cookies and had teas, but what I decided to do was to fulfill my profession, which I entered before my husband was in public life.
Hillary Clinton's strengths had made an impression.
See, she's done this too many times. She knows what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing. So if you guys want to know a little bit more about Hillary before you guys decide what you're going to do, if you guys want to know a little bit more about Trump, look into it, investigate. I've been doing that for a while now. There's a lot more than you guys know. Paper does not tell you everything. It could be hacked to it and everything like that. If you want to know about her, check out her videos. Check out what she says on video. I'm sure they're probably going to find a way to shut these things down and get a hold of YouTube. But I'm sure that there's other things that you guys can look forward to. I know that we don't have a big choice. I know it's a hard decision to make, and whoever's left to do some voting, I know it's a very hard decision. And because the fact is, I'm afraid either one of them, one could push the button, the other one can secretly do things and get away with it. So it's a tough choice. Either way, we're going to go to war. Either way. Either way that our economy is going to fall. It doesn't matter. What choice you make. It's hard. People are scared of the Clintons because they treat it just like the mafia. A lot of people are scared of Trump because they're afraid that we're going to end up going into a race war, which we already are now between the officers and the Afro-American groups, and the between the Afro-American groups, Latinos and Hispanics. That's a very sad thing. I know this Black Lives Matter thing has erupted bad. I understand that picketing is awesome, that you can express your feelings, that what these officers have been doing isn't right. But half the videos are only showing partial stuff. Between what an officer's done and what another person's done. There were several instances the guy had the gun on him. There's several instances that the cop turned around and shot anyway, whether the person had a gun or not. So there's a lot of brutality, a lot of stuff going on in this world that has burned a mark in our society. And our children see this. Hillary should be ashamed of herself for making that video as an attack. And she knows that she was part of that. And I know she was part of that. There's no way out of that one. Because it wouldn't have been leaked if it wasn't for her. Okay? A lot of people, they figure, well, we're going to go ahead and leak this out because we're actually Hillary fans. And Trump just talked to us, you know, blah, 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 and they want to leak that out. Yeah, and blame it on somebody else. That's the way Hillary's always been doing it, and so has any of the presidencies. Obama has done it. Presidents before him had done it, to blame it on somebody else. It's the same thing as starting a war with another country and then blaming it on somebody else. It's always happened that way, and that is shameful. It's shameful to the people of the United States. And nothing in our debates last night spoke about we had a treaty with the the government had a treaty with the Indians, knowing that they had land that was sacred to them, and allowed the oil companies to invade their land to put a pipeline. People are rising from state to state to show up in the Dakotas to stop this because it isn't right. And I haven't seen one person speak about this to stop this. They said they had weapons and so forth and so forth. I didn't see nothing. Now, people that were coming from outside the states were bringing weapons in. But the Indians were doing what they had to do by praying. But still, there was a video I was watching too. They were spraying something above, like mustard gas or something, and there was babies below, and they were doing their prayers, and the wind blew and pushed that mustard gas away. And that's the thing. You guys don't know how hard it is to have your land taken away from you, expected to be on a treaty, and then have that taken away from underneath of you, and then have to wait long enough for the courthouse to handle the situation. And then they had dogs that bit children and bit people there. You know how terrible that is? It's like Hitler all over again, taking advantage of you, and that's crazy. In our world, our society, allow this woman to lie and deceive people, and to allow a rapist to go free, and have a man clouding himself with poor judgment, not representing himself the right way, and allowing these two clowns to sit up on stage unprofessionally, destroying each other, and allowing our children to see this. And I think that's sick. I think it's not what it used to be. And like I said, there's so many videos out there between Obama and her, Trump and her, the stuff that Hillary's got more than Trump does. I'm going to tell you right now. She's got more hidden things that you thought it's not even hidden. Actually, it's right here. You got some videos of it. Bill Clinton lies about Lewinsky. Hillary Clinton discusses Monica Lewinsky and her. You know, you got to watch the videos. Half of the stuff up here, people are writing up here. I don't know. It's crazy. But down here, a Secret Service agent tells all Hillary Clinton is crazy. You know, another thing. A former secret agent, why video Clinton scares him. You know, hell, she scares me too. You know, after two DNC guys come up, you know, dead, and they said they were robbed. They were never robbed because half their stuff was still on them. You know, one guy was robbed, shot in the back or whatever, and the other guy was burned in his own house. That kind of tells you right there what in the world is going on and who's setting up these kills. Someone's doing it from the inside, and they want Clinton there, and then everybody's just pointing a finger at Clinton, saying it's Clinton's fault. It ain't Clinton's fault. It's government. They want her in office. And they're not going to allow anybody to leak out any information. That's what they want WikiLeaks for. That's why they're trying to close a whole bunch of stuff out, knock things out on the internet. So, good luck with that, right? Well, I just want to touch base on that deal. I don't go for either one of them. I don't care for either one of them. So, vote. Vote wisely. Vote safely. If you don't want to vote at all, don't. Because I'm not. Because I don't want to take responsibility of somebody getting in office that's going to screw us up. I'd feel the guilt. You guys have a good day, okay? Love you all. Peace, love, and rock and roll.